Once again, we're back on the west coast of New Zealand, tackling one of the hardest touring tracks the coast has to offer. As if this track didn't pack a hard enough punch already, we are taking it on in some of the heaviest rain I have ever experienced. Torrential rain, rock steps, bog holes and breakdowns, not to mention epic views. This weekend of wheeling ticked every last box, and was an adventure that will be truly hard to forget.
G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're back on the coast and it is a wet one. Currently there's a small gap in the weather, which is nice to air down the tyres, but the forecast is saying this afternoon it is going to absolutely bucket down. So that's going to make for a joyous time, but tomorrow is meant to be nice and sunny. The track we're doing has got some absolutely fantastic views apparently. I've never done this one, so it's a new one for me. It's a new one for Jono. We've got both the TD5s out. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. So we're all eared down and ready to hit the track, but I just thought I'd tell you guys about one of our new channel supporters, Adventure Guide. They have jumped on board and supported the channel, so that is awesome. This track is one of many tracks on their app. Their app essentially, it shows you where you are, and this is the track we're hitting. We're hitting the one in red because red is grade 5. And we like the tough tracks. So I will leave a link down below to where you can find information on this track on Adventure Guide's website. Thanks to Adventure Guide for helping out the channel. And with that, let's go to the track. Well, we have made it probably all of 3 minutes up the track, and Jono's ABS is playing up big time. For those of you who don't know about D2s, the traction control system in them is awesome. It's kind of their saving grace because they don't flex massively from stock. So to get up this track, which is quite flexy and loose, you really want your traction control working. And Jono's just fitted a couple new hubs, and one of them was giving him a fault, and now the other side is playing up. So we're just going to whip the sensor out, give it a clean, and hope that that is the issue.
We're not extravagantly tight. I think the air gap looks good because it's smeared off a little bit of the grease. Yeah, you got to like flatten that off. I don't actually have to undo the hub, do I?
Unfortunately, after a little bit of a test, turns out the sensor just was straight bad. So now we're swapping over sensors because Jono thankfully has a spare sensor, but what a stitch up. Anyway, it's still not tipping down with rain, but I've probably gone and jinxed it now. I elected to jump in the truck because it has just started getting heavy. It's currently 1:30. They're forecasting it to hit at 2, so we're going to be doing all of the track in the heavy rain. It is going to make it interesting because there's quite a few like rock steppy bits, make it nice and slick.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, raincoat would have been a good shout.
What idea was this?
So he's just going to give it a quick boost forwards. Fingers crossed that's sorted and we can get on our way because, woo! It's getting late. All good?
I mean, it's cleared it for now.
Counting that as a win.
It's cleared it.
Alright.
Let's head on.
Let's go. Well, it's been all of 2 seconds and since the last clip, and this is what we've come across this time. So as you can see, this is absolutely chewed out. There's been some pretty heavy rain in the last few weeks. This looks pretty fresh. Anyway, we should be able to sneak up the side here.
Look at
It's like jelly. Jelly rock.
It's safe to say I was pretty nervous as I headed up to sneak around the edge of this washout, the concern being that the bank was so soft that it may collapse and put the truck on its side. It looks fairly insignificant on camera, but as you'll see in a second, it can quickly get dicey. The bank barely begun to slip in, but it's safe to say that it was a good opportunity to stop and reassess, and giving it a quick look we decided to try and sneak right up around the very edge. However, with how wet the ground was and how slippery it was, the back end just would not follow, and again the concern was that the back end would drop in and it would get pretty ugly.
The back wheel's going to slip in. Once it out again with the car. Come back this way? Yeah. You want to hook a winch on there?
While it very may well have been drivable, we decided to make the smart choice here and not risk it, instead opting for the winch and the ground anchor. The Hunter Customs ground anchors are absolute lifesavers, especially over on the west coast. If you don't already have one, I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can pick one up.
Starting to move, see if it goes. That's not good. It's starting to pop out. Guys. Right through there. What do we think, Jono? Gotta hope that ground ankle will grab again. That'll be fine. So where I said that this track was pretty chill, other than a few obstacles, I mean, I wasn't wrong in that the bits in between the obstacles are chill because it's just a gravel road from the miners, but far out, that was dicey. It probably doesn't come across on video how soft that ground is, but it's literally like jelly walking on it, and yeah. It got a bit tippy. Anyway, we'll bring Jono on up. Right. You're alright, it'll grab. Stop! Stop! Woo! Alright. We're going for the winch. Not too much drive. So there you go. Alright, so we have finally made it to what is typically the first obstacle as far as I'm aware, which is a big stack of ruts and a bit of a clearing. It's been interesting getting here, so it's definitely going to be really interesting once we get a little bit further up the mountain, but we'll see which of these tracks looks like to go. I'm not too keen to go mud bogging, so we'll go take a nosy at the easy way through and press on. Mate, we're spoiled for choice. I'm just going to scoot across the top of here and see how far I go till I get stuck. Alright, if that looks horrible, I'll go a different way. Game on!
Already soaked to the skin and with the rain at its absolute heaviest, and having picked our line, there was one thing left to do. Line it up and send it.
That's my wife. I reckon That was hard yakking in that ground anchor out. Anyway, Jono's turn. Oh, he is covered. Oh, mate. On a side note, far out, the rain is coming down hard. Yep. Gonna send Jono first because we don't know how deep it is and I don't have a schnork yet. Yep. Bit more left. Oh yeah.
Future Tim here, just jumping in to say that I'm having so much fun reliving this adventure whilst editing the video, and thank you guys for joining us on this adventure. Honestly, these videos have been doing really well lately and it is really pushing me to keep on making them. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and give this video a like. Let me know in the comments how you're enjoying it, and guys, we've still got another half an hour of action.
Well, far out, guys. This is a wet trip. For those of you who know the track and you recognise it, this is usually the rock slab where you drive around the left. Today it's the waterfall you drive around the left. Anyway, we'll go take a look at it and see what we reckon. Just like that.
I thought I wasn't making it after your wheel lift, eh?
No, you drove that good.
With open diffs and 33s, that is a fantastic drive there from Jono. I've seen a lot of vehicles with a lot more mods end up winching up that rock step.
Good. It's nice, the rain's just starting to ease up a little bit. This track is so rocky, there's plenty of traction, but far out, it is pretty steep.
As we pressed on further, gaining more elevation with every metre, we soon made it above the tree line and were now exposed to the full force of the weather. The final climb to the top was full of loose rocks which required smooth throttle control and steady momentum to roll along the top of the rocks rather than to dig holes. By now the track had turned into a full-on river, and the thought of a hot meal in the hut with dry clothes had us pushing hard. Wow. Looks suspiciously like we're very near the top. Keeps climbing, but definitely flattens out for a bit, that's for sure. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that.
I don't know if they can see it through the fog.
Yeah. The top half actually was nowhere near as bad as I thought. I thought the top half was going to be worse than the bottom. But no, the bottom ended up packing probably a bit more of a punch with those slips. Anyway, as you can see on the Adventure Guide app, we are right at the top here, 905 metres we've just gone past. And we are going to now climb back, well, descend down to the hut down here. So the descent apparently is even harder than the climb up. Which will make it for a fun time tomorrow coming up the descent, but apparently it's just quite big boulders and quite loose, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, we're doing alright for time now. I was starting to get worried if we'd make it before dark, but we made good time up the second half, so we'll cruise along the ridgeline a bit more and then start our descent.
Don't go shooting all the dogs, cause one of them got fleas. Don't just listen to these songs and think that you got grease. They just lyrics, I'm venting to this mic is therapy. You can leave, but the mother got swag, they not me. Godspeed, sweetie, living out my dreams. I don't need a genie. Pops did Madonna shows, music in my blood, it was destined for me. Way before I even seen a CD, cross the wrong line. You gon' need a treaty, peace is a lie. There is only passion, and through passion I get stronger. Long days working on getting better, but they only get longer. Getting there is half the battle, staying there is much harder. I've been flying out to islands so remote we must charter. Been a pro for 10 years, trying to go another 10. Going hard like Vince Carter. Leave something for my son and my daughter in case of my departure.
Go. We have arrived. Righto, well, we've made it to the hut. It's yeah, it's a neat track. It's a lot shorter than I anticipated for some reason, time-wise. Like, I thought it was going to be, you know, 4-ish hours, but I think we did it in like 2.5 actually driving, maybe even 2. Obviously we had Jono's wee ABS thing at the start, that's all good. But yeah, how neat's this hut? It's got like, you know, lights in it, power, it's got some questionable mattresses. It also wants to stay in the swag still, but huge shout out to Cinder 4-Drive Club for pretty much saving this hut, giving it a good once over. It's even got a wetback and a fireplace behind Jono, so we will be nice and toasty this evening, I'm sure. Anyway, it's probably time to get into some dry clothes, get the camera dry out and just kick back for the evening. We are just all set up now, all changed out of our wet clothes. We got absolutely soaked, like literally a full change of everything. Everything was drenched. John was trying to get the fire started. We didn't know there was a fire, so we didn't bring much to start it with, but that's alright.
We got a fire?
Maybe. Yeah, do we have matches?
I've got a lighter somewhere.
That's good. Alright.
You want the packet?
Anyway,
I've got matches here.
Can I come up and
we're
take
just gonna kick back for the evening, let the camera dry out, let ourselves dry out, and
Let Jono light a
that was a
fire.
fun track. It was a really fun track.
definitely packed a bit more of a punch than I was anticipating. The obstacles that I knew about were easier than I thought they would be, but then some of the ones that, you know, aren't expected, such as the slips, they were pretty spicy. Anyway, enough waffling.
Do I need to open the door? Oh.
Some ravioli in a pot. Actually, it came from a packet.
That actually looks like it came from somewhere else, but oh, I'm sure it'll be super yum.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Look how much better that is with the new bottle of gas.
Oh.
You run your bottle out.
Yeah, we went on a snow trip and barely got the pan warm, and then ran out of.
No, we like chucked the sausages on.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the gas
Yeah.
ran out.
You got really excited.
And we invited Mum and Dad along for like a fancy, like we bought fancy sausages that weren't even pre-cooked, so we couldn't even eat them. Oh, it was such a stitch up. Whoa, check that out! Look, there's snow on the mountains over there.
Oh, you need to see the view.
Mint, this is the weather that was forecast, so that is good. The river that was flowing down the track has just turned into just a very small stream now. But yeah, the clouds lifted because we were right up in the cloud before. Oh, I don't think it wants to focus. Anyway, what a gorgeous view, and the scenery's not too bad too. Never heard that one before. Oh, look how clean the trucks are.
I can't believe that.
They literally just got, like, they were covered, but they've
I
just
think
got
it's cleaner than when I left.
literally water blasted plus shrubbery.
And underneath.
It's really good now. Amazing what a bit of heat does.
But it didn't look good before, and now it looks good.
It definitely looks better
It
now.
doesn't look great.
I don't
It
think
looks-
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look great, but it smells
No.
good.
It does smell really good. And a few mushrooms on the side there.
Yeah, sure.
They're optional.
Chef Elsa, courtesy of Chef Watties.
Yeah.
I risk my heart each day for you to come my way. Love comes in many ways. Without you, the sky is gray. You move with different cadence, so smooth, your mystical fragrance. My love will never be faded. For centuries I'll be waiting when you will come my way. When you will come my way.
Righto guys, well as you can see, it's a much nicer day today. We had quite a bit of rain overnight still, which wasn't in the forecast, but yeah, the track is just everywhere is just waterlogged. So I'm sure it's going to make for a wet day today. We've got all the trucks drying out, doors open, and yeah, the seats are absolutely soaked, so that's just going to be charming. But woke up to this magic view.
It feels like meditation.
Hopefully we can get some focus on those mountains.
You move with different.
And then it's interesting, you come across a bit more similar elevation peak, but just being that bit closer to the coast, the salt air, just doesn't allow the snow to stick around. It's like this the track we're on, definitely high enough to get the snow, but too close to the ocean for it to, you know, really stick around. So it's just wet. But anyway, what a magic spot! Such a neat little hut. What do you reckon to the hut, Els?
It's lovely. After sleeping in there, can confirm it's good.
So we've got some egg and cheese muffins for brekkie, which Elsa's getting on the go. We've all had our hot drinks for the morning, and yeah, it's just really nice. I like this spot. Anyway, time for brekkie, and then we're going to go for a walk down the hill and go look at some old mining stuff.
Whenever you're checking out one of these backcountry huts, I really encourage you to fill out the hut book for a number of reasons. The main ones being that they show Doc what huts are actually popular and being used, but more importantly, you can leave your intentions for the trip, and should the likes of search and rescue be required, they get information, so the more you leave, the better.
Righto guys, well we're all packed up, ready to cruise on out, but we're going to go wander down to some old mines first, go see what is down there. We've got all the gear strapped in, nice and tight. Also big shout out to Hunter Customs. That ground anchor is what got us through the track yesterday. I don't know whether we'd have honestly made it without it. Crossed over to the action camera for this section of the track, seeing as it's just going to be probably a bit bush bashy and wet. Go down to the creek and see what there is to see. So it looks like we need to walk down this creek. Made it down into the creek, but we couldn't really see where you go from there, and we kind of need to get back on the track in terms of driving. But yeah, there's this nifty old part of some mining history. I don't know quite what it is, but there's a few rusty cables further back, so I think we might be calling that a tick and hit the road, because Jono and Nicole fly out this evening, so we really need to make it back to Christchurch, and Arthur's Pass also closes at 5:30. So I think we might just do the slog back to the cars and get driving.
Yeah, I went in quite a ways and it went like another, I don't know, 15-20 metres back.
Here we are, back at the clearing for the hut. We'll get the trucks on and warming up, hopefully windscreen's clearing and all that good stuff, and head for the top. Fingers crossed the cloud is high enough that we're not in it and we can get some mint views. Should be good. Righto, well, time to head back up. I didn't really film a whole lot coming down from the top to the hut yesterday because it was just loose and shaly. It didn't look particularly challenging, but going up it's going to be a lot more of a challenge because, you know, uphill and loose, shaly rock. Should be entertaining, so we'll see how we get on. This is where it gets tricky. The problem is once you stop, trying to get momentum again is so tricky. Straight onto the backpack. are unreal. This is what we came here for. Righto, so this is the trig point, or the top of the mountain, and a tiny wee trek up to the trig point. Go and have a nosy. Oh, look at the views. Right, so this is the top. Look at the views up the coast. It's alright. Really contrasty, so kind of hard to make out on camera, but yeah, those views go so far up the coast, both ways. That's beautiful. Guys, the views are unreal. Look out over there. Look, there's red paint on the rock from where Jono came through. You see it? It's Jono's door from yesterday.
The drive back down the mountains was absolutely beautiful. We were loving sitting in the truck soaking it all in. Soon enough though, and it was time to shift focus back to the track as we started to get towards the more technical wheeling and one of the main obstacles of the track, the waterfall.
Yeah. Oh no!
Really nice colour truck.
Yeah, that's one way to repaint your truck. Far out. I bet it was dark in there.
Why was I on second?
Oh man.
Paint job.
Is it usually red?
Paint job. Definitely a paint job.
Alright, now to film for Nikki C falling in. We have made it to the mud paddock, for want of a better term. I've picked my line. I doubt I'm going to make it, but I'll give it heaps. The problem is that it's just really greasy, so trying to stay on any line is near impossible. But we'll give it a crack and see what happens. I thought I had it for a second and then it just like hit something and just launched me across like a whole set of ruts. I had a sneaky suspicion that might happen being on 33s. Big trucks have chewed it out.
And with that, the final bog holes were complete. We were now really up against the clock to get back to Christchurch in time for Jono and Nikki C to fly back to Auckland that evening. It was past midday already, so the pressure was on, but there's always time for a quick car wash.
Okay, good.
Given how much the ground had dried out in the last 24 hours, I felt pretty confident to try and work my way around the edge of the slip this time without any winch from Jono behind, and yeah, basically risk it for the biscuit, and as you'll see, thankfully it all worked out.
Little bit of striking down. slowly drop it in. Yep, now hard up, hard up, hard up. Yep. Slowly. Oh, yep. After that. That is it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. We had an awesome time. So good to get away into the mountains. Hey,
Gorgeous, loved it.
it was pretty magic. Did you have a good time? Yeah, good. It was mint. Bit of a bummer, the trucks are covered in mud now. But nah, it's all good. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to go down and drop a comment, leave a like, and yeah, huge thanks to Adventure Guide for supporting the channel. As I said, if you're wanting details on how to find this track, links in the bio to their website. With that being said, hit subscribe to stay tuned for what's coming. Heaps more on the pipeline. We'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers guys, and we'll see you then.